Hey, good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it might be for you. So, day 3. So, the last page we did was doing the pen. Make a decision. Now I would like to share with you the reason for this book's existence. But be warned, once you read the following pages, you will not be able to return to your previous life of not finishing unfinished books, and you may wish that you had never purchased this ridiculous book in the first place. But don't worry, you have a chance to back out. In fact, right now, you can close this book, place it among the other books on your bookshelf, or give it away, and never think about it ever again. So make a decision. Close the book, hide it on a shelf, or give it to a friend who you think would like it, someone who's into mysteries, perhaps, or continue to the next page and find out why this book exists. Continuing to the next page, of course. That'd be awful just to end this at day 3. Especially after I've done so much work. I put fingerprints in this book. Okay, sorry. Gather some tools. You are still here. Well then, it is best to read on as you have demonstrated that you are the person to finish this book. The one I have been waiting for. Woo! Before we proceed, there are some tools you must acquire. You are going to need them to complete the tasks in this book. You must have a journal, a pair of scissors, some glue, a stapler. This is my stapler. A needle and thread, which is optional, but due to the fact that technically for me it's easier than the stapler, have a needle and thread. A digital camera, which is optional, and I do have one somewhere that I might bring down and use. It depends on if I really need it. A good eye. I'll start putting my contacts in for the videos. Not really, probably. And a courageous spirit. That's so wrong. That's not the right thing. Collect these items and place them next to you. You may wish to take a photo of them for documentation purposes, and to leave a trail for others in case you are unable to complete your task. I'm not going to do that just because camera's upstairs. But whatever. The story. It is time to explain how this book came to be and the reason it exists. The mysterious secret, the reason you are here. Several years ago, I was on my way home after spending a long day in the library doing research. In the last few years, I had become obsessed with making connections between various books and ideas, and began spending large amounts of time investigating all manner of things. I had started to see the world as an intensely fascinating and seemingly unlimited place, full of an almost infinite number of books, many with wonderfully enticing titles. On this day, I had spent a few hours reading the Library of Babel. I think I pronounced that right. Probably not. And covertly sipping green tea until the sun went down. Suddenly, I realized the time that I was at risk of missing dinner entirely, so I packed up my things and ran out of the room, leaving the book I had been reading spinning wildly on the desk. You can recreate this effect using this book right now if you'd like. Close it up first. It's rather fun to try. Outside, the night was warm for the time of year, which was fall, and there were leaves blowing wildly all around. It was threatening to rain, and little flashes of lightning were flickering in the distance. I would have... Hi, Fred. My cat just jumped down from the ceiling. I would have to hurry so as not to get caught in the impending storm. To get to my house, I passed through a park, which had a long and windy path. Every 20 feet or so, there is a park bench of the standard wood and cast iron variety. Please draw one on the opposite page. Sure, why not? My awesome drawing skills are gonna come to use. There's none of them. Okay. Can't wait to show you guys this. There's my park bench. It's not very pretty. Just drawing grass beneath it. Due to the fact that this page was pretty quick, I will draw another one. I'll do another one. Yeah. The story part 2. Through my head was filled with images from the book I had been reading. I noticed that one of the benches had a bunch of papers scattered haphazardly around it. Not being the kind of person who can just walk by random papers I find on the street, I went over to the bench and began to read, first looking around to see if anybody was watching. I confirmed I was alone. The first page with text that I found looked like this. I thought maybe it was some kind of strange code. I began to gather up all the other pages. Even though it was windy, there was a fence right behind that bench that, luckily, served to catch the scattered pages, so collecting them proved much easier than I expected. I grabbed what looked to be a worn black cardboard cover and quickly shoved the loose sheets into my book bag, right next to my dog-eared copy of Calvino's If on a Winter's Night a Traveler. I ran the rest of the way home. Just as I reached the front step of my house, it started to rain. Once inside, I threw off my coat and pulled out the pages I'd found. There seemed to be no coherent order, or none that I could identify at first glance. The cover appeared to be blank, but on closer inspection, I realized there was a largish mud smear that had obscured the title. I rubbed it off with my finger, and one by one the letters appeared. Instruction Manual. And so began the mystery. Who created the instruction manual, and what was its purpose? I quickly became determined to find out. However, for reasons I do not wish to get into at this time, I'm now passing the task on, which is why you are here staring intently at these very pages. A facsimile of the manual had been recreated for you later in the book, but don't turn to it yet. There are still a few things we need to address. Becoming a sleuth. You may be feeling slightly overwhelmed by the fact that the outcome of this book depends on you. This is a much bigger job than you thought. Don't worry. We will begin slowly and get you started with some secret intelligent techniques, as well as documentation and observation methods commonly employed by sleuths. Sleuths are required to notice, observe, and make sense of the world around them. All traits that will help you solve the mystery of this book. Research. Definition of sleuthing. Research methods. Dictionary, Internet Library. Well, due to the fact that I do not have a dictionary on me, because I didn't know how far I was going, I will find the definition online real quick. Definition of sleuthing. Okay. And it gives me a place to write it in. Sleuthing. 1. Carry out a search or investigation in the manner of a detective. Investigation. Two. Investigate someone or something. Well, this video is 9 minutes, and so this is the end of day 3. Talk to you guys later.